So, you're looking for reasons to buy Darkwood even though you've already watched it. Well, in this video I'm going to tell you why, and there will be spoilers. So, just know that. So, if you don't want any spoilers, then don't watch this video. So anyway, yeah, I got 6 different reasons why Darkwood is worth buying. So, yeah, if you've already watched it, then that's probably why you're watching this video. You're like, I've already seen it, it looks pretty fun, but should I actually get it for myself? Well, I'm going to give you 6 reasons why. So, the first one is the story. So, let's go over like a quick recap of the game. You're the protagonist. You're going through the woods. You get taken into the doctor's house. He comes in, just slaps you right in the face twice. You're in his house. Then it doesn't say, but you get saved by the traitor, which you know who that one is because he's literally named the traitor. And then, you know, you can also interact with the Wolfman. You can do his path, like you can, for the story you can do like the musician's path or the Wolfman's path, and stuff you can do can, like, you can kill the pig that if the Wolfman asks, that's optional. Then you can also go like to the chicken lady, interact with her, or you can do like the musician's path where you go get his violin. That's in chapter 1. You get his violin, and then he makes him all happy. He sets an appointment with the doctor. Then the doctor gasses you. Then, you know, then in chapter 2, I'm gonna say, you can get raided by the Wolfman because you took the Music Boy's quest. So then you go to his, whatever it's called, I don't know, it's like that, kind of looks like a wood factory place. And then you gotta kind of fight. I totally failed that fight, but let's just ignore that. That's when I was worse at the game than I am now, which is probably still not that much better from that time, but yeah, anyway, so yeah, and then in the end there's the true or false ending, which, you know, it's really interesting, the true ending, like, you actually wake up, everything was just a dream. Like, big twists, like, you know, a lot of teachers are like, oh, and then I woke up, is like a terrible ending. Well, Darkwood takes that ending and actually makes it good. That's what Darkwood does. It totally just says, screw you, all you, like, 3rd grade English teachers, and then it takes it, like, 20 steps up and shows, oh my god, it was all actually just a dream. Then you get to wake up and see the tree's actually there with the bean. Then you get to burn it all down, and you die with the tree, but yeah, it's better than the tree, like, absorbing all, like, the energy of all the people there. Because that's obviously what it was doing. It was trapping people to absorb their energy. Like, why else would those people get, like, buried in the roots and stuff and be like, yeah, that's what makes sense to me. So anyway, the next reason would be your actions actually affect the game. So, for example, if you're doing the Music Boys quest, then you kill the Wolfman before you go into chapter 2. Obviously, he's not going to be there to take your stuff. So, you won't have to worry about that. So, that's probably the most simple action that can affect your game, I would say. And then, again, you can take either of the paths of the Wolfman or musician. So, yeah, again, that ties in the story. Those 2 actions affect the game. And then, like, if you do the Wolfman's path, and there's the boy in chapter 2, you can give him mushrooms, then he turns into this giant freak. But if you give him other food, I don't know what that other food is, it might be bread, because I know potatoes don't work, but if you do that, he'll probably remain normal. And then, if you get Piotrek his, like, rocket stuff, he can actually go fly up. And I think he might make it to chapter 2, if you do the Wolfman's quest, not sure. But yeah. And then another thing is, if you go to the elephant's place, then you can return their child and the woman will give you an oxygen tank. So that's another thing. And if you go to the granny's house, you can literally just keep taking the mushrooms off her and then her head will just be like... I never clicked the eat option, but if you eat I don't know what that would do to your character. I haven't seen it on YouTube, but I don't know, I kind of do want to see what that would do to your character if you would just give like a temporary boost, like you just ate the mushrooms. I don't know. But anyway, let's go into the third one, which is character design. So, the design of the characters it's really unique. Like, it doesn't even have to be the character design, it could be like the art style of the whole game. Like, it's all just unique. Like, it's all dark, because that's like kind of the name of the game, Darkwood. Everything's dark, and you're in the wood. Yeah. If you just look at the characters, like, the most unique ones can be the music boy, because he can transform from, like, literally just, like, the mutated boy. I say mutated because, like, if you just look all around him outside of his mask, it's, like, kind of, like, wrinkled up, but also, like, not good looking. But still, that doesn't make you like the boy any less. He's still, like, an amazing character, the musician. So, and then you can, again, go from chapter 1 to chapter 2, he takes a big turn, into this, like, big, I guess, like the adult version of him, really, even though he doesn't act like it, but it's like an adult version of him. Then if you feed him, like, the mushrooms again, he turns into this big monster, and it's all your fault. No, you didn't know if you haven't seen it or done it yet, so you wouldn't know the feeding of mushrooms is not a good idea. Yeah, and then if you look at the 3, those also, a lot of these characters do stand out. Like, the 3, they had these, like, cool looking masks. It'd be great to, like, see those guys on Halloween. That would be very cool for 3 friends to dress up like the 3. That would be actually really cool costume. Yeah. The protagonist also, his face also looks like it's gray, almost like a zombie. I mean, that's the best way I can explain how the protagonist's face looks. If you, like, look through the mirror, he looks like a zombie. Yeah, it's strange, because when you take off your coat, the face looks normal. At least from a top-down view, it doesn't look like gray at all, it just looks like a normal face, which is strange. And the people from the town don't kind of jump when they see him. They're just like, oh, hey, it's my first door neighbor. Good day. Yeah, and then some other characters like Piotrek. You can just tell by his character design that he is kind of insane, but also he's actually really smart. I mean, if he's building a rocket from, like, tractor parts, then he's really smart, but his character design, I mean, it looks like he's, like, completely crazy. If he's, like, wearing that metal thing on his head, and it just makes it all look weird. And let's see, what other characters? I mean, the child looks pretty normal. And because you have, like, a normal looking characters in there, like the child, it really does contrast to, like, the other characters, like, let's see, the mushroom granny, for example, with literal mushrooms growing out of her head. To show all the other characters looking strange, like, then there's other ones like the bean, the snail, the talking tree. All those are, like, not even like animals, but they are characters. So yeah, the character design is just really unique. It was really thought out and really worth mentioning from how unique the design of all the characters are. So anyway, fourth reason is there are no jump scares, and the game is still good. Like, you're just going around, and when you're exploring new areas, you actually just gotta be on the lookout, because you never know what's gonna be all around, and you can actually spook you. Like, if you can open a door to a house, then there's gonna be something on the other side, you didn't know it, it could jump out, you'll be like, and that's not even a jump scare. And the game still is great. Like, it's still a great horror game. So, jump scares does not equal great horror game as shown by Darkwood, and it is done excellent. Now, the fifth reason is it is a real challenge, especially your first playthrough. I died at least 10 times for my first playthrough. Not gonna even cover it. It's just on video, you can see me dying, and probably... I don't think I've shown every death, but I died probably at least 10 times. So, I mean, other than, like, the actual difficulty playing the first time, you legit, kind of going back to number 4, where I said you gotta be on the lookout, you have to be on the lookout at all times, because you never know if you're, like, passing by some trees, and then you hear, like, the brrr, or whatever sound the chompers make. You gotta look around, like, well, where is it? And then also you gotta look around for, like, the bear traps, and what else is there? The dogs, savages, just any enemies you encounter. Even the moose. And you gotta sometimes decide if your inventory is full, but you come across a new area, like, alright, what am I gonna take back to my hideout? And what am I gonna drop here? Because I can't take all this stuff. It is a real challenge playing the game. A lot of decisions you gotta make throughout as you're playing. Now, I think the 6, probably the best and most important reason why Darkwood is worth the buy will be replayability. Now, this kind of can go back to the story part I was talking about, the actions actually effects part, and also the real chat. They could probably go back to all of them, actually, for replayability. Even character design, checking out the characters again. Replayability, you can kind of collapse all of them into one here. Another thing I want to add to this, though, that I haven't talked about yet, is the optional skills. So the cooking the mushrooms on the oven and then injecting them can give you the skills. Like, just some examples, like the runner one, there's navigation, which I just found out later. You take a part of your body, throw it on the ground. It looks like your heart, but I don't know. Yeah, I found that my second time playing through as I'm doing it now. Yeah, I am playing Darkwood for a second time. I started last night because I really wanted to keep playing. The game keeps making you want to go back. Even if you died, you'll still want to go back. Even later in the same day. If you just give yourself, like, a little bit time to breathe, if you're getting a little angry from dying, then you will eventually want to come back later. But also, again, the actions affecting the game, there's many different ways you could play it. Like, you can challenge yourself, for example, like, oh, like, I'm gonna do a whole playthrough with, like, the knife only as a weapon, or, like, the boar with nails only as a weapon, or no skills. Yeah, and the skills, they don't necessarily make the game easier, but they don't necessarily make the game harder at the same time. It does have one major thing, would be the shadows, I would say. I think that's probably the biggest change that skills could do, since you have to pick a negative effect every 3 skills, I think. I don't know. That might be what it is, every 3 skills. You have to pick a negative effect. So it kind of balances the game out a little more, so you don't just get, like, positive effects. If you're going to do the skills, you gotta pick something negative with those effects. Yeah, and there's also different difficulties. There's normal, hard, then nightmare. And the only difference is the amount of lives you get between them. Normal, you get unlimited lives. Hard mode, you get 4 lives. And then nightmare, you get 1 life. You die, then it's over. I think that's actually the only difference between the difficulties, so if you're just playing for, like, the first time, then just do normal, like me. I would say keep playing Darkwood at normal until you barely die anymore. Like, if you count yourself dying no more than 3 times throughout the whole game, then I would say then you would be ready for hard mode. And then if you can complete the game in hard mode and still just not die throughout the whole time, then you could be ready for nightmare. So, yeah, there's a lot of practice with combat you can do with the replayability. Practicing combat, it can take more than an entire first time playing through the game, as I'm learning. Like, there's still a lot of stuff I could still learn. Yeah. And then you can also do it like a different quest. Like I did the Music Boys quest, now I can do the Wolfman's quest in this new save. So I can get the other part of the story even though I know it, but I just want to do it myself because I feel inclined to do it. So there are a lot of different ways you can replay Darkwood. But yeah, that was my 6 reasons why you should buy Darkwood, even if you've already watched it, like me. I already watched most of the game when I got Darkwood. Probably like 90% of the game by 80, 75, 80-ish% of the game by the time I got it. So, yeah, and I kept wanting to go back the next day, so it is definitely worth it. So, go ahead, go get it. I'm pretty sure it's $15 on Steam.
Thank you all for watching. Give this vid a liking. Go subscribe for much more. Comments I don't ignore. And post notifications.